Hello, Facebook and YouTube friends. This is Pastor Mike with the joke of the day. Before I begin this joke, I just want to make a disclaimer. I'm not trying to be political. I'm just trying to be funny. A pastor had a dream that he died and went to heaven. He asked St. Peter if he could take a tour. St. Peter showed him all the sights of heaven. Then he took him in this big warehouse. The warehouse was full of shelving units, and the shelves were crammed, packed with clocks, individual clocks, all identical, but every clock had a different name on it. St. Peter said, we have a clock for every person on earth, and every time they slip up, every time they mess up spiritually, every time they get in trouble, their clock ticks ahead 1 second. The pastor said, well, could I see my wife's clock? And they walked over and found her name, looked at the clock, stared and stared. They waited and waited, probably 3, 4, 5 hours. The clock never moved. Pastor was glad to see that. Then he said, could I see my own clock? And St. Peter said, sure, let's go over to yours. They found his clock and they watched and watched and watched. And after about 3 hours, his clock ticked ahead. He said, oh, that's disappointing. I'll have to work on some things when I wake up. Then he said, could I see my mother-in-law's clock? They walked over and saw his mother-in-law's clock and they stared at it. And after about 30 minutes, it ticked forward 1 second. He said, yeah, that's what I thought. Then he said, what about Brother Walker, that guy that's on my church board that's always giving me fits and disagreeing with everything I try to do? He said, yeah, let's see his clock. They went over and looked, and about every 30 seconds, it was ticking. He said, yeah, that's what I figured. He said, could I see the president's clock? St. Peter said, oh, no, we don't keep it in here. We keep it in the office and use it as a fan. You can actually use that joke to insult anybody you want. Give them a little tease with that one. But that's the joke of the day for today. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll pass it along. Subscribe to my channel. Give each joke a thumbs up. And have a real good day.